Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, and in this video, I want to give my commentary on Rasheeda and Kirk Frost. Speaking on Rasheeda accepting Kirk Frost's son that he has with Jasmine from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We all know how we were first introduced to Jasmine during season 6. And then after we talk about this interview that they did, I want to kind of do like a look back during season 7 after Kirk Frost finally got the paternity test and it was pretty much documented that he was the father. He shared the news with Rasheeda, and it was Rasheeda's first time meeting the little boy. Now, before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these clips are allowed. Okay, so Rasheeda, she actually performed at the One Music Fest in Atlanta, and she did this interview, and this young lady asked her about her accepting Kirk Frost's son that was pretty much the result of an affair. He was dating Jasmine. She was at the time a stripper at an Atlanta strip club. That's where they met, and they had the baby. The baby was born, and then season 6, Jasmine came on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and she shared the news that she had had an affair with Kirk Frost and had his son. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. I'm going to mute my mic so that you all do not have an echo, and then I will come back with my commentary. Thank you.
I love to see this side of you guys because, like you said, we see so much of the drama on social media. You recently made a post about how you get a lot of hate because people expect for you not to accept your child.
Yes.
And I think it's so beautiful to see the dynamic and to see how much you and Rasheeda love him. As a woman, why was it so important for you to showcase?
It was just me living my regular real life. And just to like wrap it up in a nutshell, like, we've been married for 25 years, right? And we've been together for 30 plus. And relationships, marriage, and everything, it has its ups and downs. You go through a lot, your tests and all of that. However, when we went through our situation and I forgave my husband, I have to also forgive everything that comes along with that. And it's a process and it's a growth thing. But at the end of the day, there's a child involved who, for me first, I'm a mom because I have children. And one thing I never want him to feel is a lack of love at any time. And I don't ever want him to feel as though, stepping into this when he's old enough to really realize what's going on, that he felt any difference of love from myself than he would feel from the other side of his family. And
I'll say this, Cannon is a little dude, but he's very smart and he's about to be 10. But, you got these kids who ask him all the questions. So is that really like your dad and your stepmom and and them really your brothers? And so when he keeps asking those questions because they bother him a lot, I want people to understand, like, no, Cannon is very much around. We just don't show him to you guys all the time because all y'all do is look for the negative in it. And he's such a sweet kid and lovable. And again, when that happened, there was things going on in our relationship that people didn't get to know, but they hang you to a cross and want to talk. But we solid over here, and ain't nobody looking to run out and go do nothing crazy. That off was an off when it happened. We're on, we've been on. And, I just wanted him to know we love you. Don't worry about the noise. And, you are a Frost and you here.
I love to see this side of you guys because, like you said, we see so much of the drama on social media. You recently made a post about how you get a lot of hate because people expect for you not to accept your child.
Yes.
And I think it's so beautiful to see the dynamic and to see how much you and Rasheeda love him. As a woman, why was it so important for you to showcase?
It was just me living my regular real life. And just to like wrap it up in a nutshell, like, we've been married for 25 years, right? And we've been together for 30 plus. And relationships, marriage, and everything, it has its ups and downs. You go through a lot, your tests and all of that. However, when we went through our situation and I forgave my husband, I have to also forgive everything that comes along with that. And it's a process, and it's a growth thing. But at the end of the day, there's a child involved who, for me, as a first, I'm a mom because I have children. And one thing I never want him to feel is a lack of love for at any time. And I don't ever want him to feel as though, stepping into this when he's old enough to really realize what's going on, that he felt any difference of love from myself than he would feel from the other side of his family. And that's
and I'll say this, you know, Cannon is a little dude, but he's very smart and he's about to be 10. But you got these kids who ask him all the questions. So is that really like your dad and your stepmom and and them really your brothers? And so when he keeps asking those questions because they bother him a lot, I want people to understand, like, no, Cannon is very much around. We just don't show him to you guys all the time because all y'all do is look for the negative in it. And he's such a sweet kid and lovable. And again, when that happened, there was things going on in our relationship that people didn't get to know, but they hang you to a cross and want to talk. But we solid over here, and ain't nobody looking to run out and go do nothing crazy. That off was an off when it happened. We're on, we've been on. And, I just want him to know we love you. Don't worry about the noise. And, you are a Frost. And
Okay, so I played that clip for a couple of times for you all so that you can hear, what they were saying. So Rasheeda said that she, basically decided to forgive Kirk for his indiscretions. And she said that she knew that if she was going to forgive Kirk and remain married to him, then she would have to accept and embrace the baby that he created with the mistress, Jasmine. Now, in theory, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Do I think, obviously, that is an outcome that fits every single woman's life? No, I don't, because I know people personally who have divorced over infidelity. So, and I just want to say, in me making this video, probably my most thoughtful part of my commentary is that I do not want any woman to think that she has to go down a certain path after their spouse fucks up, after their spouse betrays them. I don't want any woman to feel like she has this obligation. She has like this spiritual obligation to God to stay in the marriage, or she has to people please and please all of the women whom she knows personally that chose to stay in those marriages where they were cheated on. If that's what you want to do, that's fine, that's great. Rasheeda chose to stay in her marriage. She chose to forgive Kirk. She chose to accept the baby. That's great, but that may not be something that you are comfortable with, and that is great as well. You have to do what makes you comfortable and happy. That is one of my affirmations that I say. I have to do what makes me comfortable and happy, because I know what it's like to be a people pleaser and feel uncomfortable. I know what it's like to be a people pleaser and to worry about other people and their opinions and be unhappy. So if you just strictly do what makes you comfortable and happy, it will cut out a lot of that, a lot of the people pleasing. And I'm not saying that Rasheeda Frost is people pleasing by forgiving her husband, but I'm saying if you really did not want to stay in that marriage, I don't want you to live for other people. I don't want you to be doing something because you know that it pleases someone else. Now, Kirk, in my opinion, he was still deflecting, saying, there were things going on in our marriage that, they didn't really get to know about, but, they'll hang you on the cross. They'll hang you on the cross when you cheat. And, now Cannon is in school and the kids are asking him, is that really your dad? And is that your stepmom? Well, listen here, Kirk, you're acting like the viewers and Cannon's classmates, you're acting like we cheated on Rasheeda. We're not married to her. We don't know her except for chewing on her bubble gum, okay? Her music and her being on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. None of us took those vows. None of us promised God that we would take good care of Rasheeda in sickness and in health. None of us did that except you. You're the one who's married to Rasheeda. You're the one who took those marital vows. You're the one who was not supposed to cheat. And you're the one who's on a reality TV show, bruh. So who cares about if you feel like you were nailed to the cross? Nobody would be able to virtually nail you to the cross had you not cheated on your wife. That's the cause of it all. Had you not cheated, you wouldn't be in this position. There would, I don't want to call the child a side baby, but there would be no offspring as a result of an affair had you not cheated. So I feel no sympathy, empathy. I don't feel sorry for Kirk that he feels like he's been nailed to the cross. You cheated on your wife. You hurt her. She was season 6. She was crying, getting the news from Carly Red. So yeah, nobody gives a fuck about your feelings, Kirk. And then the fact that you was still bringing up there was stuff going on in our marriage that y'all didn't know about. Well, isn't that all relationships? I mean, hell, any type of relationship, not even a romantic one, it's not perfect. And there's going to be disagreements. They could be very simple and minor, or it could get intense, whether it is between employee and boss. You may not even agree with things that your pastor says, sibling relationships, parent-child relationships, friendships, the best of friends disagree and argue sometimes. But that doesn't mean in a marital relationship that you get to go out and cheat because there were some things happening. What, she didn't always want to give you oral? Did she not always want to feel like doing it? I mean, do you still go out and cheat? You met Jasmine at the strip club. Should you had really been there? And I know that's a separate conversation. I know some households, the wives don't care if the husbands hang out at the strip club. I'd be like, you can keep some of that money in this house. That's me. But you know, he still isn't taking responsibility. And just in my opinion, he don't really have to because he's married to Rasheeda. You know, and that's just me. So again, but if you stayed in the marriage where you were betrayed, that was your path that you took, and that's fine. But for all of the women who are like, hell no, I'm not putting up with that, and there's another baby, no, that is fine as well, because we're not people pleasing. Absolutely not. But let me stay focused. Let's talk about when Rasheeda first learned about, not first learned, first met. She first learned about the baby during season 6. And then that Negro Kirk, by the time he got the blood test and confirmed the results with Rasheeda, then she met the baby. Now it's season 7. And it's for their 19th wedding anniversary. How jacked up can that be? I just don't see how Rasheeda does it. But let's go ahead now. Of course, with Love and Hip Hop, just like most reality TV shows, you can't really play the video. So I grabbed some still shots. So I will briefly take off my fair use commentary banner just to show you all. On the bottom, the picture to the right of Kirk is his daughter, Kelsey. That's Rasheeda's stepdaughter. So in the beginning, those first few years, Kelsey was the main point of contact because Rasheeda did not want Kirk and Jasmine talking on the phone. So although they shared a baby, all correspondence was done through Kelsey. And she was the one who actually went and picked the baby up and brought him over to the Frost home for their 19th wedding anniversary dinner and for Rasheeda to meet him. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let me put the fair use back up. And I have repurposed it with the still shots, Mr. and Mrs. VH1 and MTV. So I will mute I'm not going to mute my mic because I'm doing the still shots and playing the audio. But I'm going to go ahead and turn off my webcam here. And let's get into this. Now, there will probably be some commercial breaks. Just a heads up, but I'll get through them just in just a few seconds. Here we go.
Anniversary.
What? Can you believe I done put up with your ass for 19 years married, let's say that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that these last 19 years of marriage have been easy, but I'm standing here, so that's saying a lot. But this celebration should be about family. And even though it's been hard, I'm ready to accept Cannon as a part of my family.
We need 2 extra plates because we have an extra little one coming. There they go.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
Hey, guys. Hi. Hey, Sissy. How are you? Hi, little
Look,
person.
what's up, bad
Where
man?
you
Look,
going?
he just gone. Grab him, Kelsey. Come here.
Let me take your shoes off.
Come here. Take the shoes off. Yes, 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 yes. Come meet Shima.
Hi, you got a
Say
phone?
what's up. Candace, say hello.
Hi. You stop it. I ain't gonna lie. I was sort of dreading this day because, you know, it represents a situation that was just so devastating to my life. And I definitely see some adjustments that need to be made. Does he got on drawers or he got a pamper on?
He got pull-ups.
He got pull-ups. Excuse me, are you yelling at me? Are you yelling at me? Did you You ain't want me to see that pull-up. You don't need to have on that too.
Yeah, but he needs to be
He needs
potty
to be potty trained.
trained.
He should be wearing drawers. This is my first time meeting Cannon, and yes, it is a bit of an eye-opener. Yeah, he is in his terrible tubes. But I ain't gonna lie. If he was being raised in my household, ain't no pull-ups at 2. How does the whole communication even go?
I mean, he's always with his grandma, Elsie, and communicate and looking on the gram is party, party, party. And my whole thing is always he's saying is like, but what are you doing with the bread?
You at least want to be communicating and figuring out if he's getting everything he needs, is everything good?
I'm more concerned about his well-being.
Right, right.
You know,
of
making
course.
sure if I can work something
Well, that's
out,
what's
talk to
important. All
them.
the rest of
He,
it is bull.
A lot of guys might be good with just paying their child support money, but that's not good enough for me. Because of my relationship with Cannon's mom, I don't really be around her like that. I really just want to make sure Cannon's good when he's in his mom's care. And the only way to do that is to talk to her mom and her grandma, the people who really taking care of Cannon.
I don't want to worry you about that on this great day. It is our anniversary. I don't want your mind to be on that so hard.
You can't resist the little cutie pie. But he gonna have to get used to how she might run things around here. You understand?
It's okay. You're going to get another one. We got more. No. Turd.
Okay, so that is that scene. Now, we all remember, all of us Love and Hip Hop heads, we remember the significance of Rasheeda having issue with the 2-year-old being in pull-ups. Now, I'm not a mom. I do not have kids. I thought a 2-year-old in pull-ups seemed reasonable, but Rasheeda thought that she was talking like he should be fully potty trained. And to me, he's still talking like a baby. He would still be in daycare. Now, I know a kid should be fully potty trained definitely before preschool, but it just seems like, you know, give him some time. Like if he's 2, I mean, when he was 1, he was just getting on like the little sippy cup, right? So I thought that was a little judgmental. And then when you watch this compilation, this is actually coming from the Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine story time on the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta YouTube channel. So with this video, the next scene is Kirk going to Jasmine's grandma's house to speak with Jasmine, her mom, and her grandma. And he brings up the pull-ups thing. And Jasmine says, he's 2 years old. And then Jasmine's like, is this really coming from you, Kirk? Because you know how men are. You can tell when they're not even thinking for themselves, or even if they are thinking for themselves, it's a stupid thought. So Jasmine's like, is this really coming from you? And then he said, well, no, it's Rasheeda. She is concerned. But then he did seem like he was in agreement with her. But, you know, that was the significance of that. But I'd have been pissed if my husband brought over the side baby on our 19th wedding anniversary. Be glad that there is a 19th wedding anniversary after you cheated on me and produced a baby. So his audacity, he's very audacious and arrogant. And I think it's because he knows that Rasheeda won't leave him. But instead of him being thankful to God that he has a wife who has forgiven him, he still does disrespectful fuck shit. And I just cannot get with Kirk. I never could. Even before season 6 with this whole Jasmine and Cannon baby thing, he was always such a jerk to Rasheeda, so rude to her. And when she was pregnant with their son Carter, he was just a jerk to her. Did not care. Oh my gosh. So, but whatever. What do you all think about what Rasheeda said during that interview of her having to accept the baby? I do agree with that. If that's the path that you're going to take, if you're going to remain in the marriage and forgive the husband and he produced a baby, that does include accepting, the offspring from the affair. It's just not a path that Ebony would take. What do you think about this scene when we take a look back at her meeting Cannon for the first time? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. I did. It was pretty laid back at work. And yeah, we're all going to have a wonderful Wednesday. I did go to the gym after work this evening, and then I came home. I got caught up on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I did create a couple shorts tonight regarding the Real Housewives of Potomac as well as Salt Lake City. And I will watch Salt Lake City probably tomorrow night. So, this week's episode. So you all take care, do what you have to do tonight so that you don't have to, totally rush in the morning. Try not to snooze, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye.